Hi everyone, I'm Blessing Makosha, aka Big Money B, because I'm focused on cheddar, I'm focused on cheese, and I don't let a bum chick get a touch up on me. Follow at Blessing Makosha on Twitter and Instagram to see all of my day-to-day content and see the music I'm listening to. And if you would like to join a community of like-minded souls who are passionate about female rap and hip-hop culture and want to talk about it free from misogynoir, clout chasing, and focused on the skill of writing and rapping bars, then make sure you check out the No Ghostwriter Twitter community and the No Ghostwriter Patreon, where I'll be sharing exclusive live events, behind the scenes content, listening parties, and so on. And so follow No Ghostwriter on @no_ghostwriter on Twitter and Instagram so that you can be part of the community and you don't miss out on any of our live events and merchandise. So today I wanted to talk about something that Nicki Minaj touched on in her recent interview with Joe Budden, and that is that there is a sort of Nicki Minaj starter kit that goes into pretty much every female rapper's branding if they want to touch the mainstream. And I thought that it would be good for us to talk about this and the cheat code, so the Nicki cheat code that has emerged and has been around for quite a while, and that is essentially Nicki's aesthetic influence packaged into a marketable brand that can be replicated over and over again. So it's that pink wig, thick ass. And I also want to talk about not just what that means about Nicki's brand, but how does this relate to insecurities and beauty standards that have affected women, including Nicki Minaj, and what responsibility Nicki Minaj bears, if any, for the rise of the Barbie BBL aesthetic. So I want to link to my video on female rap not being an aesthetic, which is on the channel, and also to my video on men controlling female rap and the specific Nicki chapter where I talked about how she's used her aesthetic as an act of rebellion. So what's the reason that this is an interesting topic to talk about? Well, currently, almost every female rapper in the mainstream features pink in their branding and aesthetics at some point. And this makes sense given that pink is very feminine and fun. You can see I've got my pink shadow, the pink lights, pink on my nails. But in rap and hip hop culture, pink was not seen on female rappers to this extent or at all really prior to the arrival of Nicki Minaj into the hip hop space and her representation of ultra femininity. I want to link to my video on the Nicki Minaj iceberg where I talked about her branding the color pink and how significant this was in hip hop. And this ultra feminine aesthetic continues into body aesthetics. So Nicki Minaj is known for her curvaceous and cosmetically/surgically enhanced body, and this has become a very important part of her brand. The consequence of this is that her body has become a staple for female rappers, as in whether they are natural or surgically enhanced. Fame and notoriety is often on the other side of a female rapper donning the pink wig thick ass cheat code. And you can take a look at most of the, or if not all of the prominent mainstream female rappers out right now, and you can see where they've incorporated pink into their aesthetics and where they replicate that curvaceous Barbie body that Nicki Minaj has. So on to the first point in this topic, how beauty standards that Nicki Minaj personifies appeal to men, and how that appeal has impacted Nicki, and how she understands the role that she has played in perpetuating this standard. So in her interview with Joe Budden, her conversation with him, Nicki Minaj told a very interesting story about the background behind Lil Wayne's influence on why she got her ass shots. So for those who aren't familiar, there are two different ways that you can surgically enhance or cosmetically enhance your posterior. You can either get shots into it, or you can actually get a surgery where it lifts and adds fat. So for Nicki Minaj, the first surgery that she got, or the first cosmetic procedure she got, was getting shots into her rear end, and those made it bigger and rounder. And she talked about the reason why she did that. So she did that because she was influenced by the fact that Lil Wayne, her mentor, I've talked a lot about Lil Wayne on this channel because he's an essential part of Nicki's story, how she would see him in the studio, you know, with all types of different extremely curvaceous women with, like, you know, big bums, small waist, and this, you know, tapped into a certain insecurity within her, because it was quite clear that these were the muses of the rappers around her and the rappers of the day. And in service of her pursuing her female rap career, she wanted to appeal as closely to that aesthetic as possible. You know, she wanted to appeal like the women that rappers saw as their muses. I think it's very interesting that she's talked about this, especially because so many people talk about the ramifications of BBL culture, the significance of BBL culture on insecurities that women have. And I think that it's important that we don't, you know, over romanticize anyone's experience. You know, Nicki Minaj benefits from a lot of pretty privileges, but she, like many other women who get cosmetic procedures, was influenced by the fact that, you know, she felt like maybe there was something lacking or missing. I can't speak for her. I can only, you know, try and reiterate what she talked about. But the idea is that she saw that's what men wanted, and she saw that that's what a particular man that she was inspired by, influenced by, had a lot of influence over her, wanted. So I think there's lots of interesting conversation we can have about that. I don't personally care too much about, you know, demonizing anyone's decision to get cosmetic procedures. It's not something I'm personally invested in, but I just thought it was really important that Nicki spoke about that, because of this being such a, you know, salient topic right now. And I also appreciated the fact that Nicki understands that she does have a significant impact and influence upon the aesthetics that women and female rappers especially aspire to or feel under pressure to have. I think this is really reinforced a lot by labels and management that are more or less requiring rap girls to fit this aesthetic, either with surgery and cosmetic enhancement or with how they show the body that they already have. I mentioned already my video on men controlling women in hip hop, but I really recommend that you check out that video. This was allegedly the kind of situation that took place with the rapper Asian Doll when she was briefly signed to Gucci Mane. She's spoken out against that, but, you know, it was rumored that she was required as part of her signing on to get certain surgeries. So on to the second point in this topic. Nicki's brand isn't just a pink wig thick ass, but labels and artists do misunderstand this, and they rush towards the body enhancements and selling sex to profit from Nicki's brand. But Nicki pursued her career and even her aesthetics in a smart way that secured her longevity, and this is critically because she can rap. So Nicki addressed this in the Queen album, and she says you can't wear Nicki wig and then be Nicki. I think that's an important thing for her to have said, because the idea of the Nicki cheat code is, as we've said, the pink wig thick ass. It just goes straight on, you know, and that's it. We've got a Nicki Minaj. And whilst, yes, Nicki Minaj does serve a sexual aesthetic now, during her official career debut after her mixtapes, she was careful to avoid overly sexual themes and topics in her first album, and she pushed back from a sexual aesthetic to force people to focus on her rap skills. So in the current era, the focus is on aesthetic, and again, I want to mention my video on why female rap is not just an aesthetic. But this focus on aesthetic has been to the detriment of lyrical content. So without both, and finding inventive and innovative ways to drive home their lyrical abilities, female rappers are chasing Nicki's aesthetic, but it has no substance behind it. And that's why, in my opinion, a lot of newer female rappers are lost in the churn of rappers that look and sound exactly like Nicki Minaj, and it's giving imitation. And that is, in my view, a lack of integrity and a lack of originality, and as a result, a likely lack of longevity in the future. And I want to link to episode 11 of my podcast on the business of hip hop, Clout is Not Currency, with 20 Days of June, where we talked about why Nicki Minaj was able to sell out her show for London Wireless Festival, but neither Cardi nor Megan sold any of theirs. And this idea of, pursuing the sexual Nicki Minaj, the cosmetic elements of Nicki Minaj's brand doesn't necessarily translate into longevity and sales. So for my third and final point on the using Nicki Minaj's cheat code, so the pink wig thick ass cheat code, is that it makes sense, and I understand that it is easier to respond to the things that audiences already want, rather than doing the harder thing and pushing for what they need. For example, more lyrical content from female rappers. Now, I want to link here to my video on why female rappers don't make lyrical rap songs, and also my playlist, Listen When I'm Speaking, which is a collection of powerful lyrical songs from female rappers of all generations, and I recommend that you check that out. So this, ironically, DJ Academics of all people, and this, I've seen Barbs talk about how he really wasn't that genuine in saying this, but can't shoot the messenger because he spoke the truth. DJ Academics was recently speaking to rapper Lato about how female rappers dumb it down because they know their fans want to see them like twerking and looking beautiful, but if they want the substance and the career longevity that Nicki Minaj has, that they would try harder.
I am critical of a lot of female rappers who are dedicated to the craft, and once the fame hits, they start to dilute their shit because they realize they get an audience of females that just love to see them twerk, that love to just see them do other things other than rap. Mm-hmm. The music is always going to be the thing. If you like Nicki Minaj as a rapper, mm-hmm. you have to realize the number one thing. Nicki's beautiful, Nicki's everything else, but the reason why she's there, mm-hmm. 15 years later, is because of the fucking music.
Yeah.
She has a dedication, she has a care for
I
that.
agree.
And I try to hold people who I think, and I'm going to hold you to that standard. Mm-hmm. So even though,
I want you to. I hold myself to that standard.
Hey, this is why you got to clip this, because a couple years later, if I'm like, yo, what the fuck is Lotto talking about right now? Like, Lotto spit 3 bars and she started twerking in the video. What we doing?
So this has been a very common criticism of rapper Megan Thee Stallion, with many fans feeling like she hasn't shown any lyrical growth or depth in recent years and is focused on one WAP like flow and lyrical content. I want to link to my video on Megan and see what you guys think. I did a live stream discussion with you guys about whether Megan has changed, have her bars slipped, all of that stuff. So check out that content. But I think above all, I get it. It's almost as if I don't think we can necessarily squarely place blame on the girls for pursuing the Nicki cheat code, and even if it is cosmetic, even if it is just focused on selling sex, I understand why they're doing that. It's tough, you're a woman, there's a lot of things to do, and oftentimes there are a lot of people who need paying. Because of the types of deals they signed. And make sure you check out my video on the Nicki Minaj 360, why she didn't sign a 360. The lack of versatility, the lack of depth, not pursuing Nicki's brand to the fullest, using ghostwriters. It all adds up, to the reason why taking the easy route can short your stock, like I talked about with 20 Days of June in episode 11 of Clout is Not Currency. The people who've taken the short route have that much further to climb to reach longevity. And I think that we have to remember that, quick money can also mean that you're quickly out. So in conclusion, the Nicki cheat code is lucrative and it fits into Nicki's role as the pink print for female rappers. However, an important thing that is, in my opinion, missed by a lot of labels and artists is that Nicki Minaj is far more versatile than just a pink wig thick ass, and has cemented her career longevity by focusing on her rap skills as a priority over her aesthetics. Despite this though, Nicki has recognized the role that she's played in pioneering the Barbie BBL aesthetic. However, again, in my view, it's still on artists to find the unique thing about them that they can leverage against their rap skill rather than playing in Nicki Minaj's pink shadow. What do you think about why female rappers pursue the Nicki Minaj cheat code? Do you think that they're taking an easy cop out? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure that you check out the No Ghostwriter Twitter and Patreon communities, where we'll be having further discussions on these topics live, and you'll be able to call in and have a chat with me and share your thoughts. But make sure you leave a comment, like this video, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next clip. I'm Big Money B because I'm focused on cheddar, I'm focused on cheese, and I don't let a bum chick get a touch up on me. See you guys in the next video.